Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulaiman Rahim. Sulaiman Rahim here, Messenger Covenant, break us 7 seals. Special presentation here, brothers and sisters. Mark of the Beast, 666. No one understands what that means. They're guessing. If you go out and look, so everybody has some take it. It's going to be some 666 mark. Some beast, Antichrist, going to come up in Europe or something, going to tattoo everybody. No, as like everything else, no one outside myself has ever broken any of those broken seals. I mean, they haven't got one verse right, not even one verse. And they're all off base. That includes Elijah Muhammad. He was told to go ahead. I mean, nobody's holding anything against him, but he didn't know that he got it all wrong too. It says no one, heavens or earth, no one, not even Master Muhammad says he's in heaven or earth, isn't he? No one could do it but the Lamb. Okay? Because that's the spatial side of it. But Master Muhammad is the technical side. And nobody can build that ship of him. Master technology. Right? And no one can, So there you go. You have that duality, that the male and the female, you got a duality. The Quran says everything is in pairs. So he's the guard. Master Sulaiman is the high priest. He gives information like the sun. Just gives information. Not my job to to convert you, to convince you. Like the sun, it just gives you information. Gives you sunlight. Now the God, he's the one that gives it form, controls it, right? But the sun just gives that light. And so you do what you want to do it. So God gets it. Like Master Muhammad, he's got the next 6,000 years because I explained in his deprivation, because we still got 6,000 years of it, right? Not like we had coming out of it now. We won't be completely out of it for another 6,000 years, but we was going to let the devil rule for another 6,000 years. So he had to make a made man. Someone has the original, it's like the Shia are, right? But mixed with Caucasian, so it has lesser structure, but still original, which allows us to have more control. Okay? I explain all that. I'm not going into it right now, right? But fear. Well, let me say something. I meant to say this yesterday. There's so many things I'm working with brothers and sisters. I'm not trying to make an excuse here. But the demons. Now I need to clear that up because I never really spoke to that. Like I thought about. I said, well, I never really broke that down clearly because I said, there'll be a demon war. I said they'd be destroyed at the time at the same time that the saints are leaving, right? Now I think I left that open how they'll be destroyed, but right. So let me just close that open right now, and make sure you understand it. Because I told you they were Samson. So if you understand that, then you should understand it was closed. Because they were Samson. Samson, right? Samson's a demon who was a slave, like and he ended up putting himself between the two pillars, that's being Gog and Magog, and brought him down. He brought him down and killed himself in the process. Read the story. Right? So, I'm not told that story. And I'm trying to remember if I actually said, I don't think I said any more than that as far as their demise. But let me just clear it up right now. See, because the demons got some of us in them. So when the devils turn to steam, they still gonna be water, hot water, near the boiling point, but they just ain't there yet. That's why they fighting. But see, they be organized. They're locusts. The devils won't be organized anymore. They turn to steam, so the whole government just fall apart. Everybody's a free fall. See, but the demons, they still have, right, some form, because they still water. They ain't steam yet. So they united, and they're fighting. They're fighting for 5 months. See? And so what happens is that they actually take control of America. They actually take control of America at the end. And when the goat comes in, they're the government that the goat destroys. See? Because they're going to try to defend America. Remember, that's what they be saying. America belongs to us. So they're going to fight for it. And then when the goat comes in, they're going to try to keep the goat taken from them. And that's where they are destroyed at, by the goat. Because they'll still be an army. Because they're still fighting. But they're fighting the devil, trying to get control of this country. So I hope I made that clear. I know I went to that kind of detail with this, right? But I said Samson, I should have told you there. Well, in a way, you understand? That's what happened. They're going to get control of America. Because America, they're going to be the government. Because America will have no government except them. Because the devil already turned into steam already. The demons, because they got some of us in them, they still water, but they're really hot. They're near a boiling point, right? But they still organized, and they take down America, take down Britain too. They say so, right? So the ones over there be doing the same thing. They're gonna take control. They'll have control when the goat runs in, pulls up, and he'll take them out. Because I said, I don't know, like I said, when you see the ark, see the flood come in, they're right there when the flood comes in, takes them out. So I don't know what I said. I can't go. I'm pretty sure I didn't explain in detail. But I said it was the ghost that would take them out because it's right there. I showed you the graphic, right? Right there. When the flood comes in, boom, and they're the first one to go. Because they have control at that point. See, that's what we fight for. Get control of the country. America belongs to us. So I said this project right now is to try to clear up all loose ends. And so this here is dedicated to Mark of the Beast, 666. Not the particular chapter, because 666 talks about a lot of different chapters. So it's kind of hard to kind of explain that. It's difficult to begin with. Plus it's spread out over many chapters. Right? And so it is a difficult subject. And so at this time I'll go ahead and explain it. Because you haven't heard anything out there, nothing even remotely close. They won't have no idea what it means. Well, you're going to get your mark, watch out for the mark. Some people say they got it already. This image is going to be some AI image that's going to fool everybody. Whoa. If you don't understand INJIL, well, you'd be way out there. Right? And the other thing, right, the thing is that when you understand how pressure works, see, they got the propaganda, they interpret things to you as they want you to see it. Because we said they go out to see the whole world. But you understand pressure, the most violent ones are the weakest ones. But they try to tell you the violent ones, they're the gods, man. We've got the best military. Yeah, well, if you violent, the more violent you are, the more bigger military you're going to have. That's a sign of weakness, not a sign of strength. But see, they make all their weakness virtues. Oh, democracy is virtue, capitalism is virtue. In fact, they enslaved us as virtue because they actually helped us, because they took us away from being eaten by animals. That's what they tell you. Okay, well, their days are numbered. I mean, it's extremely. Everybody knows this thing's going to blow up in a minute. So, keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. Let me see what I see here. Oh. And I'm going to get to it in a minute, but Armageddon. So I'm trying to clear all loose ends. Armageddon towards the European war. But the demon war on this side is Armageddon. Armageddon west. Armageddon east over in Europe. And if I talk about desolation the other day. When America and Britain, America and Russia goes at it, it's going to desolate both their armies. Both their military is going to be destroyed in the process. And all the European, because they NATO, all that's going to be, that's why I say made desolate. And once, right, the military, because they're destroying each other. So the power's not only broken, but it's the military is destroyed, plus then the powers are turned into steam. And so there's nothing, that's why it says a power shift, right, from the heads, right, to the horns, to go. China, India, because now they're the powerhouse, because these should be destroying themselves. So, and they're all steam now, so just close right on in. Hope you understand that, brothers and sisters. So, because remember, it's still the demons are Europeans. They got some of us in them. They're still Europeans, Caucasians, and that's Armageddon over here. The sword within and the sword without. So they getting their ass kicked over here by the demons, getting their ass kicked over there by other devils, right? And by the devils fighting each other. Some of them surge against those, like the Quran says, they both come desolate. And so it has been desolated, if you read desolated, right? The 10 horns come in and just wipe them out. They can't, there's nothing to stand against them. Anything else here, brothers and sisters? Oh, one other thing, I didn't put that in, I forgot to do that, but they say their righteous act to us is filthy rags. Well, in other words, saying right that they can't go so far. Their best, right? Their best is nothing to us. The most discipline they are and everything else is nothing compared to us. We're way beyond that. So let's move on. But anyway, fear. Fear is going to engulf this whole world in a minute. It's starting already. People have started panicking. You have all kinds of economic indicators. Right? All this stuff is going on. See? And like let's move on. See? So fear is about to grip America. All the world, really. But it's going to grip America in a very, very, very strong way. It's going to grip you too. Because it will come unexpected, so they just, right? It's everything says it's going to come suddenly. So they come as a snare, right? And it says, what, Son of Man will come as a thief in the night, unexpected. We said, when time you think not, he shows up. Like it's going to be a big surprise. It's momentous in heaven, it'll come all of a sudden. It's going to be a big surprise, something suddenly. It's a blessing to see it ahead of time, because therefore, right? You have some, you can protect yourself from the shock, because the shock is going to rock this whole world, the shock of the hour. But if you have no idea, and if you go back, those of you that have some idea of this, if you go back and think how you had 4 or 5 years ago, you had no idea about any of this stuff, not even close, no idea. And so what if you, in that situation now, we know it's about to happen, what would you think would happen to you? You wouldn't have an idea what to do. You'd be in shock like everyone else. That's the people in. And so, your job, if you on the case here, was actually my job, right? To be there. Right? It's like you said, baby crying, you soothe them. To be there with their mind, to take them out of shock immediately. Otherwise, they're going to, You go into shock, where you go into shock, you got to get them out there fast, or they have heart failure. See, people sit in the dark, seeing a great light suddenly. Somebody has to be there to give them that light, otherwise they're going to shock and they'll die. Because they're going to be in shock. What they do? That's why I said something that was amazing. There was no one to help. He's the only one that could be with that light when they're going to shock like that. And that's when that 30 years pay off. Putting the information out there. So he said, it's going to pay off at that point. But some people still be lost. Might be lost for lack of knowledge because it'd be so sudden. Right? But say it was suddenly come together as a army. Everything's what happened suddenly. So I can't wait until last minute to do something. I have to be doing something because this is having an effect. This is making things happen. And so Master Muhammad makes his move, bam, shock waves, and somebody has to be there, snap you out of shock. That's the mission. Fear. Fear is a terrible thing, brothers and sisters. 99.9% of your motivation in life is to avoid fear. Avoid pain. Fear is mental pain. You want to avoid that and physical pain. That's 100% your motivation. You want to feel good. You don't feel any pain emotionally or physically. You don't want it. We fear that. The loss of control. You understand, brothers and sisters? And again, I tell the story again, right? It's very simple. So anybody that denies it, that means they really ignorant, stupid, or just they can't deny this principle because it's a mathematical principle. You go Google it, go in mathematics book, whatever. It's a mathematical principle. Principle anybody can understand. Anybody's ever drove a car can understand. If you got a wind blowing, right, perpendicular to you, it's going to move you from one side to the other. It's moving perpendicular to you. So in other words, if you're going north and wind's blowing west, it's going to move you towards the west. So if you're going northwest, depends on how hard that wind's blowing. If it's blowing, you're going 100 miles, 50 miles an hour, it's going 100 miles an hour, it's going to really push you going northwest. If it's going 10 miles an hour, then just a little bit. You see your car moving a little bit, you compensate. Okay? But the other thing about that is what? Look at this carefully. That's why you start thinking, bro. So you got to start thinking. Like I say, you know the direction the wind is blowing because you see the leaves shaking. So you don't see the wind, but you see leaves shaking. And you can tell the direction and how strong that wind is by the direction the leaves are shaking and how violent they're shaking. So you know that. You don't see the wind, but you see the effect of it. But you have to know, a car, for instance, you have to know this car is moving north. If you're going northwest, you say, well, then you might think that's where it's meant to go. But if you're on a road that's going north, it's a 2-lane, and your car keep going over to the side, right? You say, well, just keep going over to the side, or it shouldn't be over there. Right? It's on this, it's out off the highway. But if you know it's supposed to stay on north, you say, why is it moving over there? Okay, well, either the person is drunk, what they're doing, or there's a wind blowing. You don't see the wind, but you look at so you're in a helicopter, say, oh man, that car must be a wind blowing it. And so you can actually do the calculation, say, right, this car is going this fast, right? It's being moved over towards that way, right? At that angle, so you can figure out how fast that wind is, what direction that wind is blowing, and how fast it's blowing. You can do it mathematically, understand vectors. It's an easy calculation. You see? So what am I saying? So with that car, we came over here, we was going north. All of a sudden we're going northwest. Well, then there must be a west wind blowing on us. So if we're going northwest, because we not what we was when we came here, we got changed. It take a vector that changed you. You understand? It took a vector that changed us. And where they changed us to. If they was good people, they made us, and we're good people, then we'd still remain as we are. Because the vector had been our direction. Or he might make us go faster, better. Because the vector, we got a tailwind, and you're going 50 miles an hour, it's going 60 miles an hour, then it's going to push you, going to save some gas, because it's going to push you a little faster than you would normally go. But as a headwind, and you're going 50 miles an hour, and it's 70 miles an hour, it's slowing you down. So you're using more, you got to step on the gas to get back to 70 miles an hour. So your gas said 90 miles an hour, but you're only going 70 because of the wind. That's what you have to do. So you look at that and say, okay, if we was like this, a certain way before we came here, and they tell us that they should move roots. Muhammad said, Muslim, like Muhammad said, roots even says it. Like this brother was telling me all day, man, I didn't grow up in a Muslim family. I said, wait a minute, didn't you realize that we was Muslim when we came here? Most of us. Anyway. So they said we was going a certain direction, and that we different than we were, like the let's say acting other than ourselves. There had to be a force that caused that. Why would we come over here, we act one way and just change? Oh, I'm just going to change? No. Because when your consciousness, I don't want to go into much detail, but your consciousness is not. It's a reaction. Your whole life is all about you reacting to something. And you think you're acting, but you're really reacting. Everything you do is a reaction. It's all mathematics. That's why the Quran tells you think you have control, but you don't. And I said now, yeah, that'll confuse. I shouldn't even said that because that confused you. And they say, oh, I ain't got to do anything. No. I explained to you, well, I didn't explain, well, I told you, but I don't know if you understood it. I said that the pressure was so great on that original being that when the pressure inside was equal to outside, then it both was equal. The outside pressure equal to the inside pressure. That means this inside pressure, since it's equal, it's react to everything that's on the outside. That means it knows every atom and everything else on the outside because both are equal. But it's a reaction to what's going on the outside. It's a reaction to it. Like I said, we don't control the universe, we control the quality. The quality is a reaction, not an action. The action would be what the universe does, control the universe. So everything's a reaction. And see, that's hard for you to understand. And some of you, oh man, I got to do that. I just lay here and something, well, okay. There's a reaction to that too. Everything's a reaction. But reaction is an action, but it's a result of some other action. It's a result of what the universe is doing. Like, energy deprivation. We're going to that. We didn't control it. That's a reaction to the universe. So when you look at this situation carefully, you say, okay, what is we reacting to? And it causes us to go off in a different direction. So you say, okay, do the math. Okay, who's going vertical, now we're going sideways, then there must be a force that's forcing us to go sideways. I mean, if we was going north, and now we're going in an easterly direction, that means it must be east wind, a force that's forcing us in that direction. And so, you see the direction, and the quality of the direction will tell you that, if we might be going the wrong direction, like say for example, we're still in the wrong direction now, we thieves and robbers and all that stuff, right? Okay. That's direction, right? But what about the quality? You understand what I'm saying? So then you got the quality. Oh, well, we're Christians now, and we're not Ahmed, right? Sharif. We Jim Puppleduck, Annie Bustle, lipstick, whatever. But that's the quality. So that tells you direction and the quality of the force that goes in the direction, because that's the quality we have now. Not only are we going this direction, but now we're going in direction, because if we just, right, like I said, say you got a family thing and the family goes against you. Okay, well, you don't change your name. You don't change your religion. It's in that you go all the rest, because you got a family members push you, like your child. Your parents, that's the vector, the way they raise you. That's the vector they're putting on you based on their understanding, mental, right? See what I'm saying? So it's two aspects of it. So if you buy people like yourself and everything else, and you still have the same quality, you just go in a different direction. So if you look at our direction and the quality, then you know exactly the nature of the force that's causing that. So if we out here, we in it, we don't know anything, we don't want to know anything, pimps, hoes, right? These, they way to portray us, nigger butts, right? They want to work, beat up on the women, she out there doing her thing, and everybody sleep, everybody she. That shows that's who they are. That reveals who they are. The Farrakhan says that's who we are. And the mathematics says no, that's who they are. See? But they don't look like that now because we're doing it. So they come back and say, see them? But they're the force that's causing it. And that's a little more complicated. I've been debating why I should talk about it or not. But remember, we're a force. We came up here as a force too, so we're an effect on them. But our effect is positive. So when they acting better than that you expect them to act like I said, right? Because they was acting better than right. I mean, they want all this, acting better than the European people, because our effect on them is make them act better than they would normally act. So if we go away, they return to the beast they are, total beasts, and we turn total righteousness. Because they're not affecting us anymore, and we're not affected anymore. They reduce the devils, true devils, 100% they are. So they can walk around like they're holy everything else, because that's our effect on them. Remember, the vectors goes two-way street there. When two vectors collide, each one's affecting each, right? The wind's blowing us, but we're affecting the wind because we're slowing the wind down. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's a little hard to understand, but we have an effect on them, right? To make them act better, but that's against their nature. Get them more discipline than they would normally have. And they give us their wickedness, so it's like a transform. So we transform to the wicked they are, and they transform to more righteous. They ain't righteous, but a little more righteous than normally would have been. So they look like they're the righteous people, look like we're the wicked. Because it's a transform. Their effects affecting us, and our reactions affecting them. So they look a little better than they normally would be, and we look a lot worse than we would be, because the effect they have on us and the effect we have on them. Okay? So once you're separated, they become the full beast they claim we are, total. Because that's what we can see how they are, because of the effect they have on us. That's what you look at. Look at who we are, the direction we're going, and the quality. And you say, oh, then you don't have to see them. You know, like you don't have to see the wind, but you see the effect of the wind. So now you're wicked, evil people, and they're not righteous, right? Because they have eaten pork and all that kind of stuff. They go against the law anyway. Because they so high with naked. Look how naked they walk around the streets now. I mean, they're naked. And now you keep seeing every now and then, they show like one of the actors went on some, what they call it, the Golden, what they call it, Emily Wars or whatever. And what she had was no underclothes on and see-through dress. And that was pretty cool. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. You know? She's hot, I guess. That's what we good. Yeah, you hot. Maybe what you got? AIDS? Yeah, that's hot too. No, that's what she had. No underclothes on, and she had a see-through dress. And they had a picture because they send me, they send you that on Facebook. They send you stuff you don't want to see, right? But they said that put that on us. And then you got these demons that go out there and see the ones they put on TV in the movies. That's the demons doing that. They say, "Oh man, we could all job where you can find no job." Let me say something quick about that. When I was in Vietnam, see, they've been watching me studying for a long time, right? Like I said, I always ace their IQ test. I always ace that stuff. And so one day, this dude walked up to me, a dog I've never seen before in my life. Never had a situation like that before in different, like when I was smoking all that weed all the time. A brother, he was an older brother. I was like 19, 20 at the time, right? That's before I started looking for Elijah. And his brother walked up to me. He was an older brother. I guess he was about 30 or something, right? He was in the military. I never seen him before in my life. He said, "Hey, brother, what? You know what you're doing?" "What the hell are you talking about?" I had no idea. But it hit me. He was talking about me smoking all that weed. I don't know how he knew or whatever. And that's not how I spoke of it. Anyway, this devil walks up to me one day. I'm sitting out there getting high. I think I was by myself, right? I didn't need nobody. I didn't need no partners, man. All I need, my partner was, I never smoked that stuff, but that's what I was into it. He asked me, he says, he started to talk to me, right? And that was unusual because I never talked to anybody. Very seldom. I had a couple of guys that I smoked with, but like I said, we wasn't really friendly. We were just pot buddies. But he started talking to me, he says, he said, would you like to get into acting? Now, why did you ask me how I'd like to get into acting? I didn't know if I could be an actor or not. So we was come a scout or something? Yes. And I said, what would I need to do? He said, well, have you seen those movies like, and I hadn't seen those movies. I think I must have seen one of them or something, Good Times or whatever, Dynamite, all that crap. So I must have seen that. Because I said, he's meant something I saw. So yeah, you got to be, like that, movie like that, you make a lot of money. I said, yeah, but I got to act like that. I got to make my people look like fools. So he looked at me. I guess I don't know, this guy was CIA or whatever trying to check me out. I don't know who he was. I never saw him again in my life. He said, yeah, but you're going to make a lot of money. You can use that money to help your people. I said, oh, excuse me. I'm going to go in and make my people look like fools, and then I'm going to give them money to make them feel better about it? I mean, is that basically what you're saying? I ain't saying it like that, but it was similar to something like that, right? So, I'm not sure. I think he said, yeah, or something like that, right? And I said, man, that ain't, and I said, no, it ain't me. Because, see, I guess what I picked me to do is INJIL because I always had a positive frame of mind about my people. I didn't want to associate like it because I couldn't deal with them. They didn't want to talk my language. Right? I would talk about mathematics, stuff like that there, and they never was interested, so I put a hold on her. But yeah, that's what he said. So I never heard him song anymore. I told him he better rise up and get the hell out of here. So he approached me like that. I had no idea what that was all about. What that thing, because they was trying to recruit me or something. Because that's how they get you. Undercover and all that kind of stuff like that there. So yeah, you can make a lot of money. Not like that. And I go out there and make people look like fool, make a lot of money, not me. Anyway. Right. So let me just show this. I don't want to be 2 or 3 hours in this. I'm myself. I'm taking a long time now. That's okay. See, now we move in this direction. Come over here. Right? We're righteous people. Bam! They hit us. Right? So you got a result then. What's the result in this? You're going this way, you got a eastward wind. What's the result of that? Oh, something happened here. What happened? Okay. The force has to keep on going, otherwise, so I'm blinking, the force has to keep on you. Otherwise, the wind stop blowing, you start going, you automatically correction. So that's what it is. So who do you blame on this situation? See, when you understand mathematics and vectors, it's easy. This is the one to blame. This vector is the one that's causing the problem. Not this. The Farrakhan blaming this one for going this direction, like this don't exist. But they're good people. Some of them are right, according to him, because he's one of them. So he's not going to blame himself for this situation. So in other words, somehow we just change past. We start going different, no force applied. We just start, no, that doesn't work. Mathematics doesn't work. When you understand math, anybody should understand this. I put out a little thing the other day, last night I think it was, right? I said I get it. And see what happens, they look at it and go, okay. They can't get away with it. Then they have to come some kind of, if they're a demon, they have to find some other way, right? But otherwise, they got to strain their mind or give some crack or something because they got to get around this. Because that's too simple. It's just simple. So anyone that's with Farrakhan, you tell them that that's supposed Farrakhan is. Because he's one of them. Because he's doing the same thing. He's telling you to stay here and all this bullshit. He's part of it. Just listen to what he said. Because But he's blaming you for it, blaming us for going this direction. When this one's causing the problem right here. The white one there, the devils. And it talks about, something already happened in the Middle East that's going to trigger hell over here. And just because they're going to realize it. They're going to realize whatever that is, it's going to cause them to have panic over here, heart attacks, strokes, right? Seizures. And I keep telling you, the reason why they keep saying, why America helping Israel? Why didn't know? Once you put us in the picture, everything falls into place. Why they got immigration, why all this stuff. But if it takes out the picture, nothing makes sense. Why are they doing this? But they tell you they plan against you. So they plan against you, then where do you fit in that picture? That means, remember, you don't know you don't see the wind, but you see the leaves blowing. So you see everything going against us, and now they're talking about building prisons down in El Salvador. That's what Farrakhan, that's what I'm told them. So, and all the jails and everything else. Would you have to see the wind to believe it? I don't see no wind. You see the leaves blowing, though, fool. I don't see no wind. Okay. That's the attitude you're going to take? That's what my people take. I don't see no wind. Okay. But see the wind blowing. I don't see no wind. Yeah, but the leaves are blowing. I don't care. Maybe Jesus doing it. You don't see the leaves? I don't see no wind. Nothing wrong with that wind. I don't feel no wind. But you see the leaves faking. I don't want to hear them. See what I'm saying? And here's the liar right here, the deceiver. The bully. I got the best military in the world, right? For kicking people. They only kick people in the ass that can't fight back. Only people that can't fight back. Goddamn bullies. And they got their ass kicked. Because they get ready to run into the Hulk in Iran. It's not going to buy that bullshit. They're going to shut them down. Same thing with Tyson. I told you, Tyson was a bully. He psyched people out. I'm Mike Tyson. I told people, they said, oh man, you know what I'm talking about. I says, he got everybody fooled. The man is not a good fighter. He got everybody fooled. They're scared of him. Just watch his fights. They don't even stand and fight him. They run, he gets behind them and knock him out. I saw actually one fight before the guy turned around and ran. He right behind and knocked him out. They were scared. Iron Mike, man, you can't mess with Iron Mike. Get in the ring with him, man, you won't get wiped out. And then come Buster Douglas. And he was too stupid to buy the what they call it, the hype. See, he didn't buy it. He was too stupid to buy the hype. He said, I'm going to fight. He was a third-grade fighter. He wasn't even supposed to schedule for a heavyweight fight. They said, okay, a filler. And gave somebody that tries to make extra money, extra bucks, right, in between fights. That was the story. Find somebody he can knock out easy until we have the next big fight. He can make $1 million or whatever. He needs some spending money. So he had a title fight with him in it. And he wasn't no way. Tyson didn't even train for it, because this was like a, piece of cake thing. He got in the ring. Buster Douglas fought him. He didn't run. He fought him and knocked Tyson's ass out. Third right fighter, third right, and once he knocked Tyson out, Tyson never won another fight since then. He did all these expedition fights and everything else. He hasn't won not one fight, not one. I don't care who he fought. He fought Donald Duck, and Donald Duck whooped his ass. He hasn't fought one fight since I told everybody, man, was no good. He had everybody psyched, and that's what Americans have in America. Because as soon as they hear in Iran, everybody realized the bully they are. They should have realized by now. And I'm just talking about from the ideological aspect of it. Not the fact they're going to turn to steam and they don't have no form anyway. But everybody going to see, man, they'll close in on his ass. That's what's on next going to close in. So no matter how you look at it mathematically, psychologically, economically, right, socially, and how you look at it, governmentally, no matter how you put, what form you put in, they lose. And they get crushed. Counterfeit, America. We have the most powerful puncher. How come you keep getting your ass kicked? I was taught the wisdom of the wise. I explain that. Let me move on, boss, because I'm gonna mess around and be here 2 or 3 hours. I don't plan on doing that. My voice already going. And see, when the war starts, this will happen. The light voice saying, now has come salvation, strength, the kingdom of God, power of Christ. For the kingdom of God, Master Farmer is coming in, the power of the Christ, that's the angel. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuses before our God day and night. Even you're wicked. I pray aloud, have worms eat your ass. You're wicked, you need to repent. God's going to get you. That's what he's been saying. That ain't what Muhammad taught. Ain't what Master Muhammad taught either. Show you what I'm teaching. Some men brain for Zane, they would gather all stun block those that cause some problems to you. You'll be somebody standing in some of man's way. Mess with the quality of his energy. That's what you're doing. You can't mess with quality. He has to control his energy. But as long as we're here, they have to control the quality. You have to pay rent. You have to have a car. That has to affect their quality. I mean, you can do without those, I guess. You can go out and homeless, but then you know what you're going to be eating out of the garbage can, whatever. Right? So I do have control, but they have quality control. You understand? And I ain't begging them for nothing. And I feed them, I take care of my responsibility. Let me move on, brothers and sisters. The thrones were cast down. I mean, thrones, they say thrones, that means all those sycophants and everything with him, they're going to be cast down all together with him. And from my understanding about this, it's going to be happening internally. That means they're in a conflict right now. Because everybody was told idiot they had to hold their nose every weekend when these guys start talking, because he started Sunday just lied his ass on everything. Says, well, God, Farrakhan's around, well, he supposed to be quiet. Wait a minute, hold it. You was a dummy, right? You know, you get ventriloquists have a dummy, right? Now Ishmael's his dummy. So you tell Ishmael the dummy that if ventriloquist be quiet, that dummy should be mouth should be moving, right? He tell you, well, this is from Farrakhan. Well, I thought you said Farrakhan be quiet. They totally ignorant dumbasses over there, and they're gonna pay a big price. Everything he said was totally wrong, off the board. And I don't even want, I could really, see what I'm saying? Or this message from Farrakhan. Well, I thought he said Farrakhan told me to be quiet. I thought he said God told me to be quiet. And then he's going, when all this about, you ain't dead if you're dead, and you know, we're trying to set you up, say, well, Farrakhan, he's still alive, though his body is dead, he's still alive, and whatever. Let me move on, brothers and sisters. I really, I have to take the demons down. I'm going to do it, but other than that, I would waste 5 seconds telling them clowns, because just normal consequence will end in them. That's the worst circus act I've ever seen. That's worse than T.A. Jakes and all those guys. Those people are the total assholes, all of them. They talk about some petition. I'll move on, bro. So let me get to my point. Okay, here we go. We're talking 666, the mark of the beast, brothers and sisters. Now, nobody's really, the people that do talk about it have no idea what to talk about. And it's very complicated. I've talked about it before now. So I'm going to go into it in some more detail. And you had to fill in the blanks, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to go into a full speech on this. What was it? Spoon fed or whatever. Holding the ladder. The thing is, you had no way out of here. That's what he had to wait for the message to come and seek him. He had to build a ladder out of here. Build a ladder out of here. What's the ladder? They call it Jacob's ladder, but that's the angel. It looks like a ladder, doesn't it? Each verse is wrong on the ladder. He's got to build that ladder. Angel just tells him how to build it, but he got to build it. It's a lot of work. It's hard to build that ladder, but he built it. When he built it, he started bottom top. So when he built it, he's at the top. That means he's there. But you can't start. Well, you can, right? But you only build as far as he's built. But you can't start where it's finished building. But if you wait till after it's finished built, then you got to climb. That's the tribulation. You got to climb it. And nobody's faking it. It's there. It's yours to climb. It's up to you. Oh, I didn't change the shade. It just should be. Let me change this because I don't want it to come back at me. And then we get on the move on processes. Okay, got it. couple seconds, brothers and sisters. What? Okay, well, this is okay, there you go. Okay, so let's move on. And again, right, it's so clear. I mean, there's no way in the world you can find anything. They mentioned it. Well, Elijah said, if we can't get, if they don't give us a land of our own, then let's leave here. Then let's leave here. Then give us a piece of land of our own. So they translate to mean we ain't going nowhere. Well, I guess you say that if you say if you're going to make the argument that they're not going to let us leave. See? That's what I guess that's the argument they're trying to make. But I'm very clear. If we fools want to stay here. But that's not what they're saying. They say that America belongs to us. They ain't saying, right? So they saying like the other way around, like you ain't put us out of here, like we can leave. But we're gonna, well, that's the demon policy. I told you. But this is in Muhammad Street newspaper. He was talking to people on the ground here and was telling them, right? Because you can't see it. I'm trying to find the actual ones that's blown up. Because people he's talking on the ground here, they run around with devils with nightsticks beating their ass. Right? As we said, they had only believed in Allah and followed me. But they're gone now. Planes are getting the hell out of here and they still stay here. So now they were pulling masks off and whooping their ass. Let me tell you, I said nothing about we staying here. That's a ladder. Ladder built out here, since someone had to build it. Climbers up yet. My job is to get information, bro. Since I built the ladder, it's enough for me to climb it or to pull you up. See? Just talking about their plans against us. I'm move on, brother. I'm going to get to the main point here. Right? They're planning against us and our creativity. So I talk about those things. So my previous ones, right? And Suleiman's not playing no games. So if around. I said, like, you don't know him. I know him. Okay? He's showing you the minister. I said, remember he's casting as a lion and a lamb. You see the lamb vector. You don't want to see a lion vector. Oh, you want to see a lion vector. That's Lion. Lion. The English language boy. These beautiful sisters. So you got to think backwards. They got us like a tiger changing his tail. They trying to be like our women, and our women trying to be like them. So how does that work? They don't need to wear lipstick. They don't need bustles. They don't need breast implants. None of that. They don't need rouge. They don't need to put dye in their hair. They don't need any of that. And they come fully loaded out the box. This would need all that stuff. They come out there with stripped down, no butt, no lips, no butt, stringy hair, no breasts. You know how they come out? And all of a sudden, boom, what's this? All fake. All fake. Trying to be like the sister over here. And they wear pants so damn tight so you can see the ass, make sure you understand. That's the ass. See, I got an ass, see there? Okay, let's go to main subject. 6. Oh, come on. How did it happen? Oh boy. I do test this, brothers and sisters. I do test this. So how the hell did it happen? Okay, it was working fine. Hold on, brothers and sisters. I tell you, I had no idea how that happened. Oh, I did test it. And why is it going there? Oh boy. Well, I don't get the short version of brothers and sisters, because I tell you, man, this was working fine. Let me try it again. Working fine. Let me test it. Yeah, I'm working now. I don't know what happened. Okay. Test it again. Okay, now it's working. Had no idea how it happened. Okay, I'll make one small change here then. Oh, I didn't set the course. Oh, maybe that's why I don't know. Yeah, I can't do it that way. Okay, I don't know how it was working before. Okay, I'm good now. Start working again. They're having fun over there. I'm sure they're having fun. Hey man, he's got a stroke. So it's a specialty. Okay. Mark of the beast. Now, you have to fill in the blanks here, brothers and sisters. I'm going to give you the overview. Very difficult subject here. You have to think it through, right? And fill in the blanks, right? So I'm gonna try to be as detailed but as simple as possible. excuse me, 666, mark the beast, engraving of the beast. Now it's defined here in chapter 13, because you got these three. It says one was wounded by death, but one was healed. So it's putting you in, when you understand that death ends your key, talking about America being attacked by Japan. That's an story, but anyway, bottom line is, but they healed of it. They revived. But then you got one wounded by a sword, but they didn't. So that was because during World War II, in this period of time, Britain, that's when they lost the empire. They was the world empire at that time. And when they lost India, that was the end of the empire. 700-year-old empire. And then America began to rise. Gog and Magog, the ram. And then you got the image of the beast that was wounded by a sword. What that means is that, why is that like that? One brother says, no problem. Oh boy, they really messed with me today. They're having fun, boy. Yeah, it's going to be a very short version, bosses, because I don't know why it's doing like this. How the hell that happened? I had no idea how it happened like that. Anyway, I'm having some face off. Same thing over here. Oops. I know you hard time believing about this, but they didn't do this on purpose, because this was checked out thoroughly. And now all of a sudden, stuff like this is coming up. Wasting my time. I have no idea how that happened. Ooh, can't do it that way. We don't have time to be going to this bounce. I really don't. Well, you had to get a short version, brothers and sisters, because it's taking too long. I had no idea that happened. Oh boy. And I guess I can imagine that it's going to... I can't leave it like that. And I think I'm going to have to change it quite a few places. I can't leave it like that either. Let me see what else is there. It's okay there. Okay, I guess I'm okay on that one so far. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, here, bro, says, this is 3. Bush wounded by a sword, by a sword over here, by death, and the image of the one. Now, when you go and look at false Israel, right, it has the same government, mountainous government after the British, has identical prime ministership, all that, just like it's the copy of the British. They didn't copy the American model. That's why it says the image of the beast. They tell the image of the beast is going to be something AI is going to speak to you from. No, that's what it means. See? And so what does all this mean? Okay. Now I can't. Okay, let's move on. I'm just saying you have to. Oh. Okay, I see here. Okay, let me back up here. Now, if you notice there, I forgot. Oh, okay, next. Okay, see, I'm showing. I'm just showing. Okay, the first one is the beast wounded by death, right? So it has brackets around it. And then the next one is image of the beast wounded by a sword, which is that one. And then the beast wounded by a sword, that's that one. That's the point there, okay. And then it says, here's wisdom, and talking about the name. It says, here's wisdom, having in mind, let him calculate the number of the wild beast number of the man it is, so it's a number. So you're talking about three engravings and the name of a beast, or a number of it. And that's 666, talking about this one. It's very difficult to figure this out, brother and sister. This was not easy. Right, okay. So here you go right here, right? And Gog and Magog, that's one's flashing, right? Beast wounded by death. That did is 666. This one's called 66 altogether, right? That's Obama, but you didn't see him coming, but you're gonna see him in a minute. And it's wounded by death, but he's a left hand. This is the right hand, because they mention that in the beast, right? And this is the image of the beast wounded by the sword. False Israel, Antichrist. Okay? And this is the number of the name, or the number of the name, or the number of the man, which is 666, or the number of the name, number of the man. They keep him very on low, because well, you don't understand, you never see him coming. So I'm showing here, right? I saw the woman being drunk, right? So it's showing here. Now see, America and Britain are the marks. That's what it was showing back here. Then you got to understand here. These are the marks. This is the mark, this is the mark, this is the mark, and this is the mark. Those are the 4 marks. Those are the engravings. See? They're defined there. That's the point. So in here, see? This has America, right? Okay, how people have the, right, all together right now, they're under this, right? They had a mark of the beast, because America is the mark. Also, right? They had a mark of the beast. It's the Asian and the Sunni over there, right? But Shia, they don't have the mark of the beast, and Russia don't have the mark of the beast either. Nor does China. They don't have it, because the beast is this one. Was Israel, America, Britain, and this one right here. Europe has the mark of the beast. He has the name of the beast. You say, oh, what does that mean? Okay, let's go on. Read at your leisure, brothers and sisters. Here again, see? Here, these are the 2 marks. So I'm showing this back up here. I'm not sure I can really go through this in detail. I wanted to bounce this, but like I said, okay, let's move on. That's okay. So this is where we are right now. American, Britain, and false Israel control the Middle East, right? Now they're going to war. It's going to happen any day now. Now they're going to war with Iran. This is, remember, David had a slingshot. These are also called sacks off. He had the stone, if you understand your key, the stone. This is Egypt, what's going, this is a slingshot with a stone in it. I didn't mention it before. In fact, not to this year. First time I actually called it by name. And now you see Egypt is turned against its ally with Iran. That's the one that's going to betray false Israel when they go to war. Right? And they're back. So that's no story, brothers and sisters. Boom, knock them out. Because Goliath represents false Israel. And then they kicked out of the Middle East. The false Israel under siege. Okay? And then, boom, they kicked out. That's Armageddon East, Armageddon West. That's when they attack. That's when they attack us. Okay? All blacks. Nation of Islam, also the Christian blacks. Right? Because you see false Israel under siege, about to go. The false Israel gone. Okay? Okay, now I'm gonna try to. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this, brothers and sisters. I just do it the hardcore, man. You know, the way. Okay, this is until we might seal the slaves of God upon the foreheads of them. The forehead is actually it. The one. That's when I say forehead, that means it's actually you. Okay, so a seal of God. This is very complicated. It took me a while to get this one, boy. This was really, this was, man, seal the slaves of God upon the forehead. Well, not this one, but anyway. So here we are right here. Okay, I forgot to take this out, but anyway. They've been knocked out of the Middle East. False is about to be, remember, slingshot effect. Okay. And this is what it's talking about. Suleiman comes here. So it says they're the seal of God in their forehead. Seal of God is Suleiman. He's a seal too. Right? Okay. Until we might seal the slaves. So it says, do not treat the rights of the earth nor the sea any trees until, right? That means Suleiman has to come here just before they attack. Just before they attack. Because as soon as the war starts, that's when he's going to show up Because that's when the accuser of our brothers thrown down, cast down. So war's going on, he shows up. And once war's over, that's when they attack. So he comes just before, that's what it's saying. If not the men, whatever, not having a seal of God and put it for his. Let's look at that one. It's not just the locusts. Right? So, these here, right? They have the seals. That's what I'm talking about right here. There's some of the locusts right here. So remember they had the seal. Remember this is under control of America. Okay. So it said, I told not tree unrighteous, greenish, yellow, nor every tree, not the men having the seal of God upon the foreheads of them. Okay, so I'm showing it here, right? See? He had the seal. Oh, he had the seal. Because America's the seal. Okay? So it's very complicated. And then the next one, engraven upon the hand of them, the right hand upon the forehead of them, engraved. So it's talking about two places here. Engraven upon the hand of them, the right, or upon the forehead of them. Right? So they had to grab upon the right. But who's the right? See? I told you who right is. So it's who he's talking about here. So this one. Okay. Having engraved upon the hand of them, and right upon the forehead of them. Right? And, okay. It's not make all small and great, this is chapter 13, right? And free, and they should give them the engraving upon the hand of them, right? And the right or upon the forehead of them. So that's this one here. And then, and more than anyone by itself having the engraving, right? So these had the engraving. Okay, you said, well, you got to. Don't jump any guns here. And then explain it here, right? Okay. And this is complicated, right? Okay. Remember, they don't have that engraving. Iran and Syria don't have that engraving, right? Neither does Russia. Neither does China. We had engraving. These had engraving because America's engraving. UK has God can make God as agreed image. I mean, so you got three of them here. This one, this one, this one. These are the engravings or the marks of the beast. Because three of them, and this one here, he's the name. Only ones don't have is this. So these are the ones that be sanctioned. Everybody else could buy and sell. These would not be able to, and that's what's happening right now. Maximum sanctions on Iran, maximum sanctions on China and Russia, on the Orientals. That's what's happening right now. That's what it says. They're the ones that will not be able to sell. Right? Right in this period of time right now, up until the war. Okay? It's another one's more complicated than this one. And then name him the name of the Father him, having written upon the foreheads of them. This one was hard. Oh, this was hard, brothers and sisters. Right? Okay, name him the name of the Father him, having. So who's the Father him? See, because if you do Suleiman, the Father him would be David, which would be Master Muhammad. But they're never together like this. So he's saying, so who are they talking about here? So when they said, okay, let's see if I can read this process. I have to do this first. Okay. I also landed upon the mountain Zion with him, 104,000, that's what 104,000 really represent the Levites, right? Have named him, the name of Father him, have written upon the foreheads of them. So that means he's talking about the NOI here. But Master Muhammad's not there. That's what he's talking about, right? Then down here it says, if anyone okay, let's deal with the first one first. First one first. Now, you know, you have Gog and Magog, right? And you have Adam and Eve, right? And we're talking about, right? Eve, the angel says, because the way the structure is, right? Eve is our mother, and is also the mother of the original people, right? Because that's what it says here. Eve is the mother of us. She's a fertile land. Remember, Jesus, his mother was a virgin. So they're talking about marriage, a fertile land, right? And then Joseph, right? And so, you understand what I'm saying? So that would make Joseph his father. That's what it's saying. So that's what it's talking about. It's not talking about Master Muhammad. It's talking about this one, because at this point, it's two of them on NOI. It's Magog, which is Adam, and Suleiman. They're 145,000, and they with him. I said, Father. So Master Muhammad, I said, no point in Master Muhammad. But then they calling this the Father. Because when you look at, maybe if it's the mother, it's the Father. Because we was born here, we gave birth. Right? And remember, right? See, you understand what I'm saying? So, that's what, okay. It was difficult. Let me move on, brothers and sisters. So you have to think these things through. Okay, hold on, let me look at this other one here. And then the other one down here says, and secondly, your father saying, she fell, Babylon, the great fell. And your father saying, voice of anyone worshiping the wild beast, image of it, receiving, very upon the forehead upon him, and head. Okay, the wild beast in the image. Okay, what does that mean? Remember who the image is? Image is false Israel. So it's two together there. The wild beast, that's what this one is here. The wild beast and it, false. So you're talking about the demon here. This is the one. Because they're both together on that one. So it kind of gives you a hint, because two people together. This one's here, this one's okay. Right? But this one is going to catch hell because it's worshiping the beast and image of it, which is false Israel, because they're all together right here. Oops. A mistake. I'm saying one thing and showing something else. Hold on, bosses. You may not believe this, but I did check all this. And so I don't know why. Guess I pulled the wrong version up or something. I said I'll make sure this is very clear today, because I don't want to know, because it's a very tough subject, and I want to make sure it's right. And then I'm saying stuff like this. It's unbelievable. Where is it? Okay, that one here. Okay. I know I fixed it. Well, maybe I got Alzheimer's. It's ridiculous. Okay, let me see how it works here. But it shows up. Okay, that's not exactly like I wanted, but oops. I'm doing like there's a shortcut, brothers and sisters. Of course, it take me a while to, I'm doing like this shortcut here. So it says, they be all together. The image of the beast, that's the false Israel. Right? And the beast, that's when they're together. So he's talking about this one. See? And it says, he will drink of the wine, the anger of God, having been mingled. So he's punished. That's the demon here. Right? But this one with the lamb, that's 104,000. Okay, let's move on, brothers and sisters. Oops. Oops, no good. No good. I gotta show it, don't I? Okay, right here, see? Show it now. Because it's the image of the beast, that's one of the signs, right? And the beast, right? And so it's about the demon here. That's the one's going to be punished. It says, get the wrath. Okay? But this one here, with the lamb, and the father of him, which was Adam, which would be Magog, right? But we understand from that point of view, when Eve is our mother and Adam is the father. It took me a while to work on that one. Oops. Okay. Okay. And put the forehead of her name. Let's look at that one. And it says, and the fourth and having a name been written, semi-false Israel, right? Mystery Babylon. Who's Mystery Babylon? America. So that's the two together right here. That's what I'm talking about. See? That's the woman they're talking about here. Right? So on her forehead, right? Mystery Babylon is America. I tell you, this is very difficult, brothers and sisters. Right? That's why no one's ever able to get it. So I'm giving you the short version. I'm not... I said it's very difficult to explain this. Really, I mean, I can just tell you who it is. But I'm trying to give you some background so you understand a little better. Right? Because just telling you who it is, I mean, you might see the complexity. It's kind of complex because you got to really, the way they're doing it here, right? Nobody's ever picked this up like this. They never thought that's what it meant. Okay? They're telling you something here. Understand? Okay. So you think it's a mark you're getting? No. Into America's interaction. For the beat America, there's three beasts and the name one. So it's four of them all together. And so they use them to say, I'm talking about this one, I'm talking about this one, I'm talking like when they're talking about the demon, they say, okay, the beast, image of the beast. So when they're those together, they're talking about the demon there. Okay? Move on. The name of the upon the head, name upon the foreheads of them. It's right here. Or up here. The name upon the foreheads. It said face of him. Remember this the face? Remember he's the face? It's very difficult, right? They see his face. That means there had to be eyes. They would see his face and name him upon the forehead of them. Tricky. Great upon the hand and right upon the forehead. Great upon the hand and right upon the forehead. I think I went this another direction. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Okay, yes, back to here again, right? Just the two, it's the beast, it's the image of the beast, and it's the beast wounded by death. That's what I was showing here. These are the ones on ascension. They don't have the marks. They don't have the marks. China, Orient don't have a mark. Russia don't have a mark. So they can't buy or sell. They sanction. That's exactly what's happening right now, brothers and sisters. Which was, I tell you, INJIL tells you everything. See, so I'm going another direction here, breaking this down. I was reluctant. I said, well, I need to break it down sooner or later, because it's very difficult. It's hard to set. Right? And I'm going to every place is listed in there and try to show you how it connects. I don't know if that's the best way to do it or not, but that's why I'm doing it right now. Stephen is engraved in the forehead, put him in the hand of him. Okay, I think that's 13 again. That's 14. And when Stephen, the wild beast, image of it, right? That's here again. The wild beast, the image. Remember, the image of the wild beast falls in, so that's when they're together. So they're talking about the demon here again, right? And here's why: if any works wild beast and will receive it, engaging, engraving the name of it, right? That gets back to Obama again. Okay. So that's referring to, see, I didn't break that one down here. Okay, I guess I missed that. Somebody changed it. I'll come back to that. Have an engraving of the wild beasts. That's it again. Have engraved the wild beast image of it. That's a demon again. See, it's all these different chapters. That's why it's so hard to. And so I'm just showing the chapter where it is, how it's saying, how it fits to the key. And to her having, okay, what's this one? And this up here should be chapter 19, right? Her having engraven the wild beast and worship the image of it. Again down here. That's when they're together. The wild beast and the image of it, that's near together. That's talking about false Israel again. See? Say we're throwing a lake of fire. That's when you throw a lake of fire, that's when Go comes in. Okay, I said, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. And tomorrow I'll probably maybe go with 20 again, or another chapter altogether. I'm gonna leave it there. Very complicated, brothers and sisters. So I hope you got an idea. Like I said, you study it. I explain it about the best I can, because I said scout all over the place. So now we know the image. When they said the image of the beast, they said the beast wounded by death. But remember, sometimes when you know the ones we're talking about, we're talking about two of them. They said the image of the beast. We know the image of the beast and America, which that's the way they talk about that one, because those two come together. Because that one and the image of the beast wounded by the sword, they never come together. So that's the beast you're talking about, because that's when they're together. And so they're together. They're talking about the one that have the image of the beast and worship the image of it. They're talking about that. Well, they come together. They're talking about the demon there. But they worship him. See what I'm saying? But like I said, that was a very difficult one. It says, name of him and name of father him. Well, the father him is one of the beast, one of the images too. Okay. But they say it that way because they're trying to show you their blessings away, because it says 144,000. So I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. Let me make sure I covered everything here. I'm going to close out. What a day, what a day. Okay, but a few more days, brothers and sisters. Now, a couple of things to say here. If you've been studying the angel, you have some idea of the angel, then you're more blessed than anybody on the planet. Because once you see this, you see it. Everybody on the planet is blind. Master Muhammad's not on the planet, he's on it. Everybody on this planet is blind. Everybody. Because they have no idea what is, who they are, who we are, what's happening, what's about to happen, who anybody is. The Sunnis got the Quran, they don't know they don't realize they're the jinn. They don't know who the dragon is. They don't know who Adam is. You know, all these things. You know your history. You know the master of the universe. At least you should. You have knowledge of it. Maybe you're still in the faith mode. I believe it. Well, you could easily, everything I said, you could prove. So if you're still in belief state, that's your problem. Because I give you the mathematics to prove it. So the point, if you see it, then you're the wisest people on the planet. I mean, you can see. That's why I say give sight to the blind, because everybody else is blind. They have no idea. They see trouble, they don't know what it means. And that's why the shocks will be so great. Because they have no idea. They don't see it coming, and they don't know what it means. They don't know what the outcome is. That means you can have total fear. Total fear. And some of you are going to have to fear too. But the point is, it's not about, well, say for instance, you've been studying the angel, but you're still in the faith mode. Then you're going to be shocked too. But that shock is going to force you to transform into the knowledge mode. Because they say, yeah, this stuff is right. So they're all going to register at that one point. Depends on your state. But if you have knowledge of it, you're still going to be a certain amount of fear, because you're going to be attacked, being attacked at that time. And so now, right, you see the angels, right, but now you're being tested with the 5 pillars of angel management. They attack you. That's the way you have to defend yourself. So fear is going to touch everybody. Like a lot of them don't pray for that day. I ain't asked for that day. I don't want to do this. I had no idea. I'm not going to keep saying that, but I ain't asked to do this. I have anything to do with it. I don't even want to be here. I mean, I see what's coming, and I know it's not going to be pretty. It's the time of Jacob's trouble. That's why we're taken out of it. Okay? I said, now if you stay, why? Because he got to build a ladder. Well, you finished building, you're at the top, so you don't have to climb it. You already climbed it. So what you got to go through tribulation, I've already been through. What you got to go through tribulation, I've already been through. But I didn't go through it with steam. I still went through it with water. Hot water. 3 miles on Demon Island, 3 years on Demon Island, and all other stuff. So I'm taken out. I had to go through it by myself, not help anything. And that's 3 years alone. That's 3 years by itself. By itself, that's 3 years. And that's not the only thing I had to go through. That's just one of the things. So climbing that ladder, I had to go through what you had to go through. Right? But they had, right? They had form. They had power, authority, threw my ass in jail and all the other stuff they did. And like I said, I saw stuff that you wouldn't believe. So any faith, I had total faith, and so I had most of it. Well, I mean, I thought I had knowledge, right? But until you see it, and I saw it now, it definitely knowledge now, because I experienced it. Problem with experience leaves scars. I experienced it. So I know 5 pillars work. I know exactly how it works. I know how to calibrate it. I know how to, right? How to defend myself from that west wind. Charge the wind. The western wind turn into the wind. And then you end up going straight. I learned a lot from being an island. When I came out here, it wasn't a matter of faith anymore, it was total knowledge. So, my job is to get information, brothers and sisters. What you do is up to you. But if you pay attention, your eyes open. But our people's eyes are closed. So you need to, I always say, go back and look how you was thinking before you learned anything about the angel. If you was thinking at all. And that's the situation our people was in, maybe even worse. And that's what you got to deal with. And you ain't got 4 years to open their eyes either. See? And they're gonna have to open their eyes under extreme stress, extreme pressure, under attack. Whole different ball game. So like I said, keep telling yourself, how was I before? How are you now? Because you didn't know anything before. Now look all you know. I mean, you know everything you need to know. No one can fight with you mentally. Because if you were studying the angel and you pay attention to it, it's nothing. You could shut them down. Everybody, all of them, Farrakhan, devil, all of them, shut them down immediately. Using the scripture, or just using mathematics. Shut them down immediately. Like a little vector I showed you, right? Obviously, see where that's who they can argue with that one if they know any mathematics. Well, we're going that way because of you. And so if you say we're going all this, that means that's who you are. If you understand vectors, so if we whores are poor, because you made that way, because that's who you are. I say, you can tell it how fast the wind's blowing and what direction by the leaves. So if we whores and pimps and dogs and drug addicts, that means that's who you are. That's the influence you had on us. You're the vector for us. Because we wasn't that for you brought us over here. Because if it was like that, you would never brought us over here. It was righteous, good, strong, healthy people. That's what you want to buy a mule. You don't go out broke down sick mule. You want to buy one that's healthy and strong and alert. Because you tried your people, you couldn't get them to farm. You tried the so-called American Indians, you couldn't get them to do it. Because you didn't want to do it, you're lazy. You said we lazy, you the one's lazy. And then you saw how industries are in Africa, how we built things, how we're strong, wise. You knew it's wise, you about Timbuktu, you know, all this stuff. We built pyramids, you still ain't figured out. So you went out and got the ones living out in the suburbs. So you didn't go in the cities. I need to talk about that one day. You didn't go in the cities. But he said it was in the jungle. See, it was the ones in the suburbs. And they was Muslim. And you don't see no Muslims running around bones in their nose, right? Sleeping with, doing dogs and cats, like y'all do. All these diseases and everything, because y'all do dogs and cats and all that kind of stuff. Muslim. A bunch of movies come out and explain that. You and I got to one of the suburbs. You didn't go in the cities. You went and got to one of the suburbs. Relaxing out in the suburbs. That's the ones you grab hold to. And our brother Ishmael shows you the way, guides you. That's the ones you brought here. Righteous. Healthy. Or you in the bottom. If they were sickly and whores and pimps and all that, you in the bottom over here. Because you had that already. And now they're crooked, all the stuff that you, because that's who you are. That's the influence you had on us. And so once you removed, we snap back and go back in the right direction again. That's what it says. A seeming great army, suddenly, what happened? When you get broke, your power is broken. That's simple mathematics right there. Anybody should understand that. Even understand vectors, right? So, and that's it. We close it and do that, and then close, brothers and sisters. Right here, brother and sister. This right here. Oops. This right here defeats, right? This simple right thing. Show a car going down, that kills Farrakhan right here. This little thing right here kills Farrakhan, destroys him. Forget about the fact his father's the devil. That should be enough right there. You can Google it. He gets it. So if we go in the right direction, boom! If somebody's perpendicular going a different direction, they're the same nature as us, they wouldn't change us. Boom. Now we're going to, but they want to blame us for this. No, this is the cause. Farrakhan will blame us for our condition. This is the cause. So that kills him right there. It shows the whole argument is dead. Plus I put $1,000 out. That kills right there. Because I said, if they say he's already saying that I get $1,000, anybody can prove it. We're open forum. Show any place in the scripture that show me where he's following Elijah Muhammad's teaching, Master Muhammad's teaching, and show me any scripture that support what he's saying. I get $1,000 right on the spot. Bam. So how come they don't take it? That's show right there. See, it says who the Lord will consume the spirit of his mouth. This is killing them. Then we see this kind of stuff, because that's a clear argument. Yeah, that's a philosophy. That's clear mathematics. That shows that he's one of them, because he's representing the same force they're representing. Hope you understand, bros. I'll leave it there. Oh boy, I shouldn't have did that. Now I can't close out this thing. Leave well enough alone. Wow. I missed something here? Let's try this. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.